Hi, let's talk MailerLite. MailerLite is a CRM system, which is also known as a customer relationship management system, which makes it sound a bit more complicated than it actually is. What you can do with MailerLite is send emails to your clients, such as weekly emails, newsletters, sales emails. You can collect email addresses on it, so you can create landing pages, which is where you get people to opt in to your landing pages for your freebie, your lead magnet, so that you can then add them to an automation. And you can also create sales pages on it so you can sell your products on it. So what I'm going to do in this video is just take you through the dashboard so you get to understand a little bit more about MailerLite and what you are going to see when you log in. Okay, so when you first log into MailerLite, you are going to see the dashboard. So this is my dashboard. So it will show you certain things. So for example, the last campaign that was sent. So for me, it was sent to 5 people. You can see how many people opened it, how many clicked through, etc. It gives you a performance overview of how many people subscribed, how many people unsubscribed, and it also shows you how many emails were sent. So this is just your basic dashboard where you get all your stats and that kind of thing. So if you are tracking your progress of how many subscribers you have in total, this is where you want to be. Then you have campaigns. Campaigns in MailerLite basically means emails. So these are the emails that you will send out each week, each month, sales emails if you're doing a launch. Some places call them emails, some people call them broadcasts. MailerLite call them a campaign. So this is where you will create them. You will see what is sent, so what has already gone, and again you will see all of the stats going down the side. Drafts is email campaigns that you have created but you haven't scheduled to send out yet. And outbox is where you will find all of your scheduled campaigns. So if you've got emails scheduled to send, that is where you will find them. Subscribers is exactly what it says on the tin. So these are people who have signed in to your email list. Now, I won't go any further down on that because obviously that's client information. You then have segments, so you can split your email list up based on their attributes, their behaviors. I haven't even done that yet. It takes it into a whole nother level, so I wouldn't worry about that. You have groups. Groups on MailerLite is basically lists. You can put your audience into different lists depending on what they've signed up for. So, for example, I have a number of different lists, but what you should always have is a master list. So when you go into MailerLite, first of all, and you create groups, and I'll show you how to do that, always create a master list because that's what you essentially want everybody on once they've done all of the other things on your system. Fields, these are all the different types of information that you can collect from your subscribers. Stats, again, if you like all that details, it just goes to show you the average open rate, the click-through rate, how many subscribers you're getting, etc. Clean up inactive means that you can remove people who haven't opened your email from you in the last 6 months. The reason you want to do this is once you get past the free plan on MailerLite, you will have to pay for your subscribers, and I pay for the next level, and that gives me up to 1,000 subscribers before I have to pay extra. Now, there's 2 options. Once I hit that 1,000 subscribers, I could effectively start paying for the next level, or I could clean up my inactive. And so that would remove anybody who hasn't opened an email from me in 6 months. The reason that we would do that is because actually, why do we want these people on our email list if they're not going to open emails for us? And it's a bit, if we go energetically, we're getting rid of stuff so that more people can come in. So I would do that before I ever upgraded to another plan. That's what I would do. But it's always good to do that every couple of months anyway, just to make sure you're keeping your email list fresh, because actually that will increase your open rates as well. You'll see an increase in your open rates. And then history is basically you can see when I have imported subscribers or when I have added a subscriber. Next section is forms. So these are the forms that you will create if you are using something, for example, on your website. So you have pop-up forms that you can have. Now, I don't use forms very often. People think that you have to create a form. I will show you in the next videos that you don't actually have to create forms if you are creating an opt-in page. And then you have embedded forms, which is, say you've got a website. So I've got a WordPress website. At the bottom of mine, it has opt-in for my email list. That is an embedded form. So I have created that, and you can see that 11 people have subscribed to it. 565 people have actually seen it. So that is if you want to embed a form on an external platform, such as a WordPress website. And then you've got promotion, which is basically your first promotional pop-up. So it will show you how to do this. But again, you need to have a more advanced plan to do that. So keep it simple. We don't have to worry about that yet. Sites. Now, again, WordPress calls things different things. You'll understand this as you go into the online space. You'll hear the words landing pages, opt-in pages, sales pages. They're all basically the same thing. So if you think of any page you see on a website, on the internet is a web page of some sort. So we call them pages. And then you can create landing pages. Now, the reason we call them a landing page is basically it's the page that somebody lands on when they click your link that you will be providing to them. So that is why we call them a landing page. But on these pages, you can use them for free products and you can use them for selling products. So if you look down mine, these are free products. This is a paid product. Lead Magnets Made Easy is a paid product. That's a paid product. That's a free product. That's a free product. Free product. This was a paid product. So you can have paid and you can have free. But basically, any page that you create, whether you're creating a sales page, whether you're creating something for somebody to opt in for free, that's where you do it. Websites, you can build a website within MailerLite as well. So if you don't have a website and it is, you do want to just get started with one, you do have the option to do that on MailerLite. It's not something that I would recommend. I would always recommend an external website on a platform such as WordPress because it is better for SEO. I would never actually recommend building a website within a CRM system, whatever the system is. I would always recommend an external website. And then down here you have automations. So these are what happens once somebody signs in. So for example, Start Smart Guide. This is a free guide that I have created. People sign in for it. They go onto that landing page. They put in their details. This is what happens afterwards. So I'll show you in more detail. So if I preview the workflow, when they fill in that landing page, that's set up. And if you watch the next videos, it will show you how to do all of this. So don't worry. That will add them to the specific group that I have created. And we always create these groups lists so that it means a certain thing. And it's related to what we're doing. So this one's called Start Smart Guide. So as soon as they join that, as soon as they fill in the form, as soon as they hit send, they will get added to the group, to the list, Start Smart Guide, and they will get sent this first email. Then we wait a day. Then they get sent another email. Then we wait a day, then they get sent another email, then wait a day, send an email, wait a day, send an email, and so on and so forth until eventually they move to the master list. Now, the reason that they get added to the master list at the bottom is, say somebody signs up for my free guide, they don't really know me, they don't really know who I am, what it is that I do. This workflow here, this nurture sequence as it's called, is giving them the opportunity to get to know me, to know who I am, what I do, how I can help them. Now, if I was in the middle of, say, a really, really big launch and I was emailing my master list every single day saying, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing, these people here don't know who I am. They're not at that point in their journey with me yet to go on to buy, for example, a high ticket product. So what we want to make sure is that they are on their version, they are in their place within MailerLite. And then once they've gone through that, then we add them to the master list. Because if you have this all set up, then what it will mean is you will reduce unsubscribes. I've seen people who have added people to the main list straight away. These people are what we call cold leads. They don't really know you. And then they get sold to straight away. but they don't know you. We are working in businesses that are very much a personal brand kind of business. They need to get to know, like, and trust you. We're not like New Look. We're not like River Island, where we give an email address and we know what we're buying straight away. So this is why you should always have that group, that list called master list, which is where people end up eventually. But if these people are coming into you new, they need to go through some sort of nurture sequence like this first. And I have a lot of nurture sequences like this as well. So if we go back into my automations. So another one, if people join my free group, again, this is showing you what can happen. I'll preview the workflow. So say somebody joins my free Facebook group. They give their email address, they give consent for me to email them. I add their email address to MailerLite and I tag them. I don't tag them, so I put them in the list, free group. Now this one has a condition in it, which again, I will show you how to set up. But this means that if they are already on my main list, we're not going to send them the rest of the emails because they know who I am. So we're going to remove them. We're going to remove them from that list. That's absolutely fine. And the other condition is if they've signed up for another freebie. Because what happens is sometimes when you set people up to sign up for a freebie, then the first instruction you tend to give them is join my free group. So we don't want them to be receiving two lots of information at the same time. So we take those people out, then wait 2 hours, then I send the first email. Now, the reason I send it after 2 hours on this one and not straight away is so that my system is automated, so that as soon as somebody joins my free group, as soon as I accept them, their email address is added straight to MailerLite. However, as a user, from a user experience, if I was accepted to a group and then I suddenly got an email, I would find that personally a little bit spammy. It's not something that I'd want to receive, which is why I give it a couple of hours. So whenever you are setting stuff like this up, always think about your own user experiences, your own preferences, what you would like, what you would find acceptable, for example. So I give it a couple of hours. Then, again, send an email. Wait a day, send an email. Wait a day, send an email, so and so. And then down the bottom, move them to that main list. So at this point, they have gone through all of this and they are moved to my list. And again, you can see how many emails have been sent. At this point, you can see how many people are currently going through it. So there's 118 people currently going through this system, and also how many people have unsubscribed as well. And it's always interesting to keep an eye on this information, because if you do have a very high unsubscribe rate, tweak your automations. Have a look and go, okay, well, something's obviously not landing properly with this audience. So what can I tweak? So that is automations, and that's how they work. So it's the sequence of emails that you will send afterwards. Drafts are the ones that I've set up that aren't active, that I haven't actually finished completing yet. Then you have account settings. So these are things such as your details. This email address that you put in here is what will be at the bottom of all of the emails that you send out. It is a legal requirement that you have an address at the bottom of your email. If you're not comfortable giving out your home address, you can take your house number off. You can ask your accountant if you can use their address, but it has to be a physical address. It can't be a PO box, but that is actually a legal requirement that you have to do. You can set your time zone, and because I am now paying, you can then take off the MailerLite branding at the bottom of your page. You can have default settings. So every email that I send will come through here. Add a recipient's name. If enabled, the recipient's name will be enabled in the to field. You can have a default logo. Brand settings is particularly handy to set up. So if you have brand colors, which you should have, make sure that you set all of that up, because then when you go to actually create your pages later, it will make it easier for you. You can track opens. So this will track people who open your email list so you can follow it up, and so on and so forth. So then you've got You can add your social links as well, company disclaimer, so unsubscribe, etc. So you can set all of that up. You also have domains. So you'll have to link, if you have a website, so for example, I've got ShellyShulman.com, you will have to set up and add your domain to MailerLite before you can start sending emails from Shelly@ShellyShulman.com. And also the sites, we have a separate domain, and I use hello.ShellyShulman.com for all of the websites that are created with on here. E-commerce integration is exactly what it says. We'll go through that on the integration page, and link tracking. So you can enable tracking links to track stuff on your system. You also have then your plans and billings, users, any domains that you've set up. You can go down here, look, subscribe settings as well. So double opt-in, I've got that turned off. I don't have double opt-in set up, but if you did, this is where you would set up everything that they would get sent. Unsubscribe settings, this is what they actually see. Are you sure you want to unsubscribe? So if you wanted to, again, you could edit that content, turn it into your branding, add your logo. Let's go back. And also your unsubscribe stats as well. You've got your preference center here. So you can allow them to update all of their, so if somebody goes to unsubscribe, they basically get the option to check the subscription details, etc. But again, this is only on the advanced plan. And email notifications. So I could get a notification every time somebody subscribes to my email list. I don't want to do that. Activity, I can send updates as well, and billing notifications. That's sending me billing notifications to my email address, but I'm not that bothered about doing that. You've then got integrations on here. So integrations is basically linking it to external platforms. So as we said, you've got WooCommerce there. So if you are using WooCommerce on your WordPress website, you can link that. Squarespace, Zapier, Canva, Stripe. So I do actually have Stripe connected to my MailerLite so that I can sell products. And as soon as they sign up to get a digital product from me, they get an immediate email. So you can link lots of different things to it. So don't worry. And that does mean that, so for example, WordPress. So as soon as somebody signs up for, does something on your WordPress site, you can add them to MailerLite. So it's all very intuitive. File Manager is where you upload all of your pictures. And my templates, again, something that I will show you how to do in a separate video, is when you create an email, you can save it as a template. So for example, if you use the same template in your weekly emails, you can just create a template. If you use the same sort of design, if you know you're always going to do a bit of text with a couple of buttons at the bottom, create a template and you'll be able to do that. But I will show you how to do all of this stuff in short videos that will follow up. But that is a MailerLite overall. So don't get overwhelmed. It is a lot. I appreciate it is a lot to take in, which is why all of this is going to be broken down into separate videos. This is just to show you where to find the separate things. You will get how to do those certain things in videos coming up. So I'll see you there.